Hello everybody, it's Rose here at Butterfly Soul. Hello and welcome. And here are your weekly messages for the week of Monday the 16th of April 2018 through to Sunday the 22nd of April 2018. I'm feeling a little bit this week, as I've done the review of the cards, that we may be feeling a little bit more freed up than we have been. We can perhaps feel things moving a little bit more this week and shifting slightly. But as you'll see as I go on, it feels as though there's still a little bit more work to do, but it doesn't feel as though we are as bound as we might have feel that we have been. That's the best word that I can use, is feeling bound. So as always, using my elemental spread of earth, air, fire, water and spirit, and connecting those into the connotations that they mean. So the first card, as always, is spirit. And the first phrase that I got when I turned this card was restless spirit. You can see in the card the figure is looking towards new horizons and potentially wanting something new. And it's almost a sense that from the soul perspective, our inner journey world, we might be in seeking mode again. So it's almost like we might be feeling, what's next? What can I move into next that I can experience as a soul to learn and grow? So it's that sort of feeling of restlessness and wanting to move forward. We're seeking, so the thing itself may not be presenting itself as yet, because another connotation, another meaning of this card is patience also. So look out for things at the moment that might appear on the horizon that are to do with our soul growth and our experience. This could be anything from taking a spiritual type class to move the energy in that way, or it needn't be. It could just be going on an adventure somewhere in the earth plane to test our mettle, to help us grow, to come out of our comfort zone, anything like that. But yeah, restlessness and seeking something new is what I get in the spiritual element this week. Next element is the fire element. I'll just hold this up because the light's a little bit tricky. Now this is the Three of Pentacles. So we've started off with 2 threes. Threes in a reading can indicate things coming together or temporary completion. So it's part way of the journey. It's not quite there yet, but we've come to a stage where maybe we can rest slightly, or we can see that what the action we've been putting in is actually coming together. And what I actually get with this card, as you can see, this lady is in the limelight. She's being celebrated for her work, indicated by the roses that have been thrown on the stage. And the first thing that came to me with this card was a sense of where we might have been feeling like we've wanted to retreat. We may actually feel like coming out there a little bit more now, coming out of the cave a little bit more. So whether this is now we might be feeling more of that true energy of spring, and if we've been feeling a little bit bound by what's happening with life, or just that energy of almost feeling tied down, I feel we're starting to feel slightly freer. However, as I said earlier, I do get the sense that there is more work to be done, and that we're still shifting energy, we're still moving things through. So it might be pertinent to check in with our energy this week, and keep clearing as we need to, keep realigning as we need to, and keep checking in. As I'm touching this card, I'm also being given the word power. So maybe there's something as well about taking another step into our true power as well. So again, it's a bit like this. It feels a little bit on the verge, but as though we can feel it. But as I say, I feel there's also a suggestion there to just keep checking in with our energy. There may be some clearing to do of the old kind of energetically. Okay, so that's what's being suggested there. Next element is air, which can be to do with our mind and our thinking processes, and also our communication. And I'm really more with the communication element with this week. This week. Now this is the Knight of Cups, and to me he is complete expressioner of his emotions. which is interesting. I got stuck over that, so that's quite interesting. And I feel that he is here to remind us that maybe we need to express ourselves from our hearts rather than our heads this week. And I also get, when I see his legs in the water there, I also get the sense that there may be elements around us or something in particular around us where, unless we express our truth in a loving way, we may not actually be able to move forward on it. So I'm really getting the communication element with this air element this week, but from the heart and speaking our truth. There may be something where, as I say, in order to move forward, it almost feels like it's the only thing we can do, and we need to really express ourselves with that. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Next one is the water element, which can be our emotions or our intuition. So for this one, we have the Ten of Swords this week, and tens are an end of a journey. The Ten of Swords tends to express to me that whatever hardship has been coming our way, whatever's been being flung at us, has now come to an end. I see it as there's no more surprises card. I also find it interesting. Swords is air, Cups is emotions, and the two are swapped over here. So it's almost like they're a mirror for us. So where we may have been feeling quite emotional or processing emotions or whatever's been happening in that element, it may now be the time to be rational or to process all of it in a rational way. Okay, but there should in theory be, you know, if somebody's done something that you feel hurt by or surprised you or has affected your emotions in some way, there's no more surprises on that. So time to process, I would say. So as I say, the tone of this reading is we're feeling the atmosphere of moving forward. The energy feels as though it's freer, but we're not quite there yet. Okay. And the final element is the earth element. So again, another cup, emotions here. And this time we have the Queen of Cups. So what came to me with this in the earth element, so this can be our material world, it can be what we're manifesting into physical form. And I did get the sense with this card this week that there is something about creating or giving birth to something new. So we might be creating or giving birth to something that we find is easy to manifest on the earth plane. Again, she's a cup, so it's another element of the heart. I also see this queen as the mother or the nurturer of the tarot. Okay, so it's about nurturing something, but in a very physical way. Okay, so whether this is ourselves, giving ourselves what we need, whether this is our children, whether this is new ideas. It's almost like the way to bring things into form this week is with love and with nurture. So that is the sense that I get with that. She's also about the home as well, which is something else that's just coming to me. So we could feel like we're nesting in some way. So physically, we might be decluttering, we might be rearranging, we might be clearing the energy in our homes. We might be trying to figure out ways of making things a bit more homely and a bit more comfortable also. Okay. Finally, the overview card for the week. So this is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 cups in this spread. So it could be that emotions have been overriding everything. It could be a message here about following our feelings and our intuition in order to move forward. I almost want to say doing what we feel like, and I know that's not always possible because you know, we've got jobs to go to, we've got things that we have to get done. But in those, maybe those downtime moments when you can be a bit more free and easy, it might be worth listening to those feelings. Eights is also about moving forward in tarot and movement in some way. And as you can see, she's right on that verge. So these cups represent all that she's leaving behind, and this cup represents all of that she's taking with her. Okay, so it feels like we are really getting ready to shift out of old energy. But the difference is we could actually be feeling it this week and really focusing forward and maybe feeling like it's the right time. Things are a bit more in alignment to actually get things moving forward. So just mind the energy, keep clearing as we need to clear on an energetic basis, process. Do focus forward, but try and be patient. On a practical front, it could be sort of nesting or lovingly giving birth to new ideas, and it may be that we need to communicate our truth from our heart centre in order to move forward in some way. So as I say, there's still, I think, bits and pieces to deal with, but key phrase, we are moving forward. Okay, so I hope that's been okay for you all. It's been a pleasure as always, and I look forward to seeing you next week, and thank you very much indeed for watching. Bye now.